Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about an event that happened today. Today, Bernie Sanders had surgery, and he was hospitalized, and he had surgery, and in that surgery, they inserted stents to help him with an arterial blockage that he suffered. All right, so first and foremost, I'm going to interrupt this video with a quick message to Bernie himself. In case at any point Bernie says to himself, I really want to hear what a pontificating political commentator from the Pines of Pennsylvania has to say to me. All right, so here we go. Bernie, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for 3 decades of service to this nation. You have politically served this nation for well over 3 decades. I really believe that you were incredibly passionate about your political service to this nation. You really never backed down from what you believed at any point. That seemed incredibly clear. And I think politics are incredibly hard, and I think you dedicated yourself to serving this nation in the best way you knew possible. And I want to say genuinely, as an American, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. And I truly appreciate your political service to this nation. I also want to say thank you very, very much for my favorite Bernie Sanders moment of all times, which is when you went on Fox News Town Hall. I think on that day, you set a stake in the ground, and that stake in the ground was for every politician that would follow you. And what you did on that day, in my opinion, was you showed the whole world how a true politician, a true person who really cares about their nation, handles an enemy territory and interview. I think a ton of politicians today won't even take interviews with any kind of a reporter who hasn't already stacked the deck for them and hasn't already communicated that they're incredibly sympathetic to that politician's view, and that they're not going to do any gotchas or anything like that. You showed incredible boldness, and you showed intellectual bravery going into that Fox News town hall. That was the highest point I had of respect for you, was on that day. You were bold, you were intellectually brave, you were savvy, you handled every single question that came your way, and you didn't give an inch. You did not give a single inch, and I was really, really super impressed with your performance on that day, and I will never forget that example that you set for every politician going forward, saying, yes, you do take enemy territory interview. Believe it or not, it's amazing to me that there are still politicians that even question whether they should do that or not. You showed intellectual bravery and said, yes, true politicians take enemy territory interviews. And then you showed exactly how it's done. That was a gift to me as a political wonk. I'll never forget it. I really was incredibly impressed. And I will say right now, not in 2016 or not in 2020 has anybody handled an enemy territory interview like that. To a political wonk, that was an incredible gift to me. Thank you, Bernie. I am praying for you, Bernie, and I am praying for a very speedy recovery. I really am. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, my patient viewers. All right. I'm going to ask each and every one of you to do a couple things. So one, think if you know a Bernie supporter. If you know a Bernie supporter, I want you to reach out to them. Please consider reaching out to them, and do the following: ask that Bernie supporter how they're feeling, how they're doing, what their experience in the world is right now, and then as much as possible, give them time, attention, respect, and empathy. Right? If you're provisioned really well, you can even ask. You can say, "Hey, what can I do for you?" And you could do it. Help these people, because I think right now Bernie supporters are really in a challenging time right now, and this is a challenging event for them, and we should be as supportive as possible to Bernie supporters. One more thing: do not impose any new ideas on them. Now is just a time to hear them, to be kind to them, to give them time, attention, and respect, to give empathy. The flow should be from us to them, right? And I really think it's important for us to be as supportive as possible to any Bernie supporters we know, and really do all we can to aid them in this time. All right. Thank you very much for letting me share these ideas with you today, and have a wonderful evening.